Assalamualaikum to all of you. Before we start, let me first emphasize to you all a little bit about question and answer session that will take place shortly. This Q&A session are about the culture in a foreign country. Generally, culture is a broad phrase that incorporates human societies, social behavior, institution, and convention, as well as the knowledge, belief, art, and habit of the people who make up this civilization. Culture is frequently attributed to or derived from a certain region and location. So, to hear more about the other culture, we have invited students from Thailand. Thank you, Miss Amani, for willing to spend time with us. Before we start the question and answer session, please briefly introduce yourself and your background or studies background.
Hi, hello everyone. I am Amani. I'm from Thailand. So I am currently English major student, fourth year student, or I am a senior right now.
So I think we can proceed to the first question. So my first question is, Miss Amani, what are your thoughts about cultural diversity?
Well, for me, I think that cultural diversity it's kind of tools that helps dispel negative like stereotypes and personal biases in like about different groups. In addition, cultural diversity helps us recognize and respect ways of being that are not necessarily our own, so that as we like interact with others, we can build bridges to trust, respect, and understanding across cultures. For example, I live in Thailand, and most of Thai people are like, as you know, like are Buddhist, but minor. I cannot say that it's minor, but um second is like Muslims, but we can stay together because we respect each other, we know each other cultures, we can stay like peacefully. Yeah.
I see, Miss Amani. Perhaps could you tell us a little bit about your country's culture?
Okay, basically, the culture in Thailand is a mix of like strong Indian influences, Chinese traditions, and elements that are uniquely Thai. With its diverse geography, like friendly people and stunning scenery, and most of them means like tourists, they known as like land of thousand smiles. And okay, I will give you like examples of Thai's cultures. For example, we are greetings by using like the gestures like we call why like this. I hope that you might know about this. It's like instead of like shaking hand, we use like this for showing like respect, apologizing, and saying goodbye. Yeah, this is one of like Thai culture.
Okay, I want to ask you, in your opinion, is your country's society categorized by a manner of racial unity?
Okay. From my point of view, I think yes, because like most people in Thailand, as I mentioned before, this are Buddhist and Islam and Christian respectively, but we can live together because we respect each other, even though like my for example, I did children and they go to school and they can wearing hijab like they like freedomly, they don't need to like if they go to school they don't need to like take off hijab, but they can wearing hijab as they want. So I think that we can stay together because we don't have like discrimination about this. and we can say like I can say like it's original motif. Yeah.
It's look like interesting. So Amani, I want to ask what are the three most important things that people should know about your culture? Thank
Okay. Firstly, if you come to Thailand, they for Thai people or for me, we don't touch the hate like this. Especially like the younger people cannot touch the hate of like the older people, because for Thai people, the hate is like considered the scared part of the body and not be touched without permission. But for it's okay like for older people to touch the younger people if they feel like care the children, it's okay. But if you are like accidentally touch a person's head, you can like please like apologize immediately. Yeah. And secondly, about taking off the shoes, you know, as always, because in Thailand, the feet are the furthest removed away from the head, and as such are the lowest part of the body physically and spiritually. Shoes must be taken off upon entering someone's home. If you come to my home or someone's home in Thailand, you should like taking off the shoes. And I think that in Malaysia is like that too, right? Because in the US you don't need to take off your shoes. You can wearing your shoes and then walking around the house, and it's different to in Thailand. And lastly, it's about ducking down when walking between two people. It's like you will see the majority of Thais duck down slightly when passing in front of two people engaged in conversation, because it's kind of like a polite gesture of respect to acknowledge the interruption. Yeah, these are the most important things you need to know if you come to Thailand. It's about Thai culture. Yeah.
Miss Amani, as you mentioned that Thai people don't like to touch their head, could you mind
Yeah.
could you mind sharing with us why and what kind of touch?
Okay. As I mentioned, like if because the head is kind of like we consider as like the highest part of the body. We kind of like, hey, you. And for example, if I touch my head of like my brother or my uncle, it's kind of rude because I'm a younger, and I kind of like, hey, like this. It's kind of I can say that it's kind of rude for Thai people because we respect and you know kind of things like that.
That's kind of a new thing to hear, Miss Amani. Um, maybe you can describe the traditional way that people in your culture dress for a regular or special occasion.
Yeah. Well, for Thai people, they usually like it's kind of like pretty kind of like different. It depends on like their styles, but usually they're wearing like shirts with jeans or with pants or skirt, or maybe they wearing like a short and long dress, things like that. But for special occasions like we have like Thai New Year, they were usually like most of them wearing like traditional Thai clothing. It's called like chut Thai. The word chut Thai is Thai word. You can like search in Google and you can see like the beautiful. Is the word chut Thai. It can be like literally means Thai outfit. It can be worn by men and women and children. Yeah, we usually like. I don't have to explain. It's kind of like it's not like the regular outfit that people around the world use. It's really unique in Thai, and you can search it in Google on Google, and you can see how it looks like.
I like hear your answer. I have one question. What are your two on the cultures of other countries if you have ever been to overseas?
Okay. Um, I Okay, first of all, I would say like I had been to travel around 3 countries for whole of my life, which is like Malaysia, of course, Saudi Arabia, and the US. So, those 3 countries that I've mentioned have absolutely different cultures. The different cultures that I see are like primarily a response to the environments in which people live. It's kind of like a global environmental diversity. For example, for Malaysia, it's because I said like my hometown is near Malaysia, and I got like some cultures from that. It's like eating, like I use hand like eating like rice and eating something. But for if we go to like Bangkok, is they might like say like kind of like weird because they usually use like fork and spoon to eat something. But for me, I prefer to eat with hand because yeah, I don't know, but I love it. But for like Saudi Arabia, it's kind of like I would mention about the how they dress. They usually dress like a long dress and then black color. Yeah, which is different with like from my country. And for the US, I had a like a culture shock about the taking shoes because when I first got there, I was shocked because usually when I was in my home, when I entering the home, I like taking off my shoes. But when I got there, nobody taking off their shoes. They just like wearing and then walking in the house and was like, oh my god, what are they doing? Why they don't take the shoes? And after that, I just realized that okay, it because we are different place, different people, and it's different cultures, absolutely. And if by learning and understanding different cultures, you can understand why people do things the way they do, and we can understand each other. We can live together, and it's kind of like amazing. Right? Yeah.
Miss Amani, one last question. Just now you mentioned about the why like this, eh? But sometimes I see people using the same gesture like this, right?
Yeah.
But under their nose or chin, like, is there any different meaning of that?
I'm not sure about that, but I think it's kind of like the signs of like respect each other, or it's kind of like the same meaning, maybe like greetings. Because during the pandemic I like watch like the news, and they say that because we cannot touch like each other, so instead of like shaking they use like this, like I don't know like other country what they call, but for in my country we call like why, so it's kind of like greetings, and we can use and both of like shaking or just like this, we can say like it's just like the meaning of like greetings. But but in my country, because it's not like we use, not me, but I mean like for Buddhist people, they use this for how to say like worship to their monk, right? They use like this too. Yeah. So I can say like it's they have a lot of like meanings about doing this. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss. I believe we have reached the end of session. Thank you so much, Miss Amani, for coming with us tonight to share about your country's culture. A lot of new knowledge you impart to us, and it opens our eyes about the culture in your country, which is Thailand. I really hope we can meet again someday. Bye.
Thank you for having me today too.